guys, so with this video it's going to be a little bit different. We're going to be doing a reading vlog. I am reading Crescent City 2. I just started it. I am currently, if you hear the ocean in the background, I am taking a trip to go see a friend near San Diego. So I haven't read a whole lot, and I realized I wanted to vlog it and even do it when I get back home, so we're gonna see how that goes. Back to reading and trying to relax. I will say the trip was amazing. A little update. It was a great small trip, just a couple days. I really had a hard time focusing for a multitude of reasons, but overall I think it was worth it. I got a couple chapters in. Let me get the exact number. I read 5 chapters. So we're just kind of getting started. We're getting back into the feel of things. I have decided while reading this that I am going to make this a spoiler vlog, and by this point you will have already seen the disclaimer at the beginning, so I'll of course make sure to add that to the beginning of the video. But I had people saying, yes, we want a spoiler vlog, we want your actual reactions to different things. So yeah, we're not very far in it, but I do have thoughts. So, prologue. I really like Sophie. I thought she was kind of cool. She was an interesting character. She's very honorable in her search for her brother. I understand she's also definitely morally gray because of everything that she's had to do to kind of earn her way to find out where her brother is and stuff like that. I do like her. I was really devastated at the end of the prologue, and I was like, what do you mean? You could see my annotations. And then there was this part that I highlighted that said she had taken the beauty and simplicity of living for granted. How she wished she savored it more every single moment. And I thought that was that's just really sweet. And it's just a good reminder. And I wrote, we are not guaranteed our next breath. Savor every moment. Like, we don't know what's going to happen next. And obviously we're not living in a fantasy world as, you know, it's guaranteed we're not going to be dying by, like, you know, these creatures with fantasy powers coming after us. I would love to know and kind of experience that, or maybe I just don't know what I'm asking for, but I thought it was really sad. Now, the first couple chapters were starting with Bryce and getting back with Hunter. I missed them both, love them both. I was very excited. It was very sexy. Very cute. I'm a little bit frustrated that they're holding back, but I get it, and I do love tension, so I'm okay with that. But then reading, was it chapter 5? No, I'm scrolling back. When I hit chapter 4, I highlighted right here. Do you guys want to see it every single time I do it? Probably not, but he bowed mockingly to Bryce. I'm here to meet my bride. My immediately thoughts I wrote down, I said, okay, wow. Was not expecting this. Really was not expecting Bryce to be engaged. Curious how this will play out. Hunt is not going to like that too much. And that's an understatement. Poor Hunt. When are Bryce and Hunt gonna get a break? Like, I just want to know. Probably never, because we got a whole nother book after this and I'm just starting this one. I guess they did get a minor break. So I'm really curious to see how that plays out. Bryce engaged. Why is it that they have to follow these rules that are generations? Who betrothed her? Sounds like her dad did or something like that. Something in the lineage. I don't know if I'm missing it. I just don't. So today, the rest of today is going to be about some more cozy reading. I'm going to try to get to at least another 5 chapters in at least. I do have like the rest of the day, but I do have some errands. I've been like unpacking. I've been cleaning. I am in my cozy outfit. Like literally my clothes except this hoodie is my husband's from his unit. Actually, it's kind of cute. Look, it's a panda bear on skis. There you go. There's a backward look of it. But I don't even know if you could see it when I turned around. Just there we go. I don't know, but you kind of get the idea. It's his hoodie. I think it's soft, and all my other sweatshirts were kind of dirty from the trip, so I didn't really want to deal with it. So just cozy today. It's really nice to be home. I'm kind of all over the place today with my thoughts, so just to kind of clarify, I already did the cleaning. I already did everything I need to do, so we're just going to be doing reading for the rest of the day. I will record myself at certain moments, but I'm definitely going to try to get a good 5 to 10 chapters in. So yeah, guys, let's do this. Before we read, I think we should go make some tea, so let's do it. When I don't want to wait to steep loose leaf tea, which I do love doing, but I'm not doing it right now, I use this. This is my go-to. Very basic, but very good. That with a spoon of honey, chef's kiss. now Saturday, and I actually did not do as much reading. I did do a lot of reading, but not as much as I was hoping for. I did two 45-minute reading sprints, and I got to let me check, what chapter was it? I am somewhere in chapter 12. Which is really good. I know I said I wanted to go till chapter 10, but I was hoping to do even more than that, but that's okay. And the reason why was, well, my hubby came home and we had some like pizza and a show, and then we were going to do some more reading sprints. And I spilled my beer and I was really upset and I didn't feel like reading anymore, and we just kind of hung out and listened to heavy metal until I wasn't upset anymore. Probably an overreaction, but that is how I felt in that moment. So cheers. Oh, so good. Okay, I always say that, but the tea is always, when it's hot and it's smooth, I think it goes down so nice. And like a nice chilly morning like today, I have the window open. Just feels so good. Today's going to be a lot of reading. It is the day, as I'm recording this, it's the day before Easter. So I'm kind of free. I'm really free. All I have to do is like prep my photography gear because I volunteered to photograph tomorrow's Easter service. And then I will also be free later in the day on Sunday. But I want to see how much I can get done. I'm going to be doing a lot of reading. We're going to see how this goes. I think I'm just going to be doing a ton of reading sprints, and I might do a lot of these live as well. I have a lot of fun doing my lives on TikTok with my community on there. So before we get started, I want to go over there's just a few things that I noticed and I want to comment on from the stuff I read yesterday. Let me put the tea down. Okay, so let me just say, they keep bringing up the past in the last book and different things that happened and stuff that I haven't emotionally healed from. So I was not prepared when they were talking about Connor again, and she was talking to Ethan, and Ethan said he loved you more than anyone. And I highlighted that. And like, trust me, I love Hunt. Hunt is so good, but Connor's like Sam in Throne of Glass. I will never get over what happened to Connor and Danika. Heartbreaking. I think Ruhn's dad is an asshole. I should say it's Bryce's dad, but she doesn't like it when we say it's her dad, so we're gonna skip that. And then, okay, I might be butchering the name. I should probably look this up before doing these videos, but Cormac. I literally highlighted it here. Her star just kind of glows whenever he shows up. And I was like, what is the connection there? Why is it glowing? Literally 2 paragraphs later, he says, your star glows in my presence because our union is predestined, in case you were wondering. And I was highlighted that, okay, it's like, if he's telling the truth, okay, but like, that's weird and I don't like that. I'm not sure. And then I also underlined Bryce slammed the door in his face because I love her so much for that. She's so fiery. She's so sassy. She doesn't take crap for anyone, and I love her for that. So now we're just currently reading chapter 12. Oh, the Hammer and the Hellhound showed up, and I was not prepared. I was telling you guys at the beginning of this video that I'm like, oh, I'm emotionally prepared for this, and I'm starting to think I was a little bit overly confident with myself. But yeah, we're going to continue on with chapter 12 and see where today takes us. So update, it's about 2:30 p.m. and I am on chapter 21, and not super far, but somewhere, right? So far it's really good. My goal is to read till at least chapter 35 tonight, at least. Yeah. Okay, but I just want to note that I don't trust Cormac, or however you say it. I don't care if I'm butchering it at this point. I don't trust him. I think that was way too convenient. I have high hopes for them, but at the same time I'm like, this is sus. I actually don't know who to trust right now. So I went outside to like enjoy the sun, but the breeze was too cold. But while out there, and I'll show my reaction, Cormac can teleport! Like, these guys are just have secret powers behind their secret powers of their secret powers. This is crazy. Update, I'm officially starting part 2, The Abyss, chapter 25. Break, because I need to make dinner. Make din-din. So yeah, let's do that. Also, you are not allowed to judge the space because, like I said in my last video, we are renting with some friends. This is their house, and I have no control over how it looks. The sun is just like glowing on my face. It's kind of fun. I do want to talk about what I've read so far. There was one part that I forgot to talk about before we got to part 2, and that was just a little part where Hunt was talking to the new archangel in charge. Oh my gosh, why am I forgetting her name? But he was talking to her about how she could have bought him and saved him. And then he was like, you know what? I'm glad you didn't. In essence, he was saying, I'm glad you didn't, because then I never would have come here to this city and I never would have met Bryce. And him coming to that city and going through the horrors that he did, he was saying it was worth it because of her. And I highlighted the shit out of that. I took some notes on that. In fact, I think I have some B-roll of me doing that. I'll probably even like take that quote and make like a cute little drawing of that quote here tonight, just to kind of like help it set in, because this part means a lot to me, because I actually was just talking about it to my dad today. Actually, it's kind of crazy. He's got some strange views, like I said, we're from a cult, and like they're doing a lot better, and he's pulling away from that. There are some things that they need improvement on that are still strange. There are things that I don't agree with still, and you can see the sun's going down. Oh, goodbye, sun. And one of those things is the fact that I shouldn't have left the house. And he said, you should have given us more time. I was 21. And I know he's doing better with the kids now, from what I've heard. Like, he's giving them more freedoms. But, like, I needed to start my life. Like, I needed to go to college. I wanted to, like, get a job and career that I wanted. And I know it's taken me this long to get to college, but took a lot of, talking myself up. And now we're getting deep here, but it is just a lot that I had to work through before believing that I could even go to college. But kind of pulling away from the point here, that he was saying I would regret it. And I've been thinking about, I was like, will I ever regret it? I don't think so, because I went through a lot of hard times, things I don't know if I'm comfortable sharing. And then like stuff with my ex-husband that was extremely difficult. In the end, all of that pushed me out here to Colorado, and that pushed me at that timing to meet Noah within a week of moving here, and he moved here at the same time, and then we met within a week. It's kind of crazy, but it's how it happened. And it's like, I wouldn't change any of that for the world because I met Noah. I was thinking about that, like, I wouldn't. When you find someone that you love that much, that's that special to you, you wouldn't trade them for anything. You would go back and go through all that pain all over again just to have them in your life, because they're worth it. But yeah, that's my sentimental TED Talk for right now. I don't know, this series gets me in the feels. Let me check on the food. Dinner was good, and I wanted to show you guys what I was making in case you wanted like easy dinner ideas. It's nothing fancy, just some tuna casserole. But now I'm going to get back into reading, and I am not going to have this recorded unless I pull it from the live, because I'm going to be doing my reading sprints, my live reading sprints on my TikTok right now. So I will see you guys after that. Hello and good afternoon. I just got back. Well, I would say we got back about 2 hours ago from the Easter service. I got to photograph a little bit of the Easter service, just the worship. And then I did the photo booth with Noah before and after the service, so it was really fun. When Noah and I got home, he had a little bit of time before he had to go to work, so we went on a walk on a little trail we haven't done before. Jojo and I liked that. And now we're going to get back into reading. I left off at somewhere in chapter 29. I know it's not chapter 35, but we're going to catch up. So we are on chapter 33, and it just came out that Ethan has been in love with Bryce forever, and to the point that he was angry with Connor, his brother, and jealous. I kind of saw this coming, and I had underlined some things that were kind of suspicious, but it doesn't make it any less weird and crazy when it actually comes out and it's confirmed. I'm very curious to see how this is going to play out with Ruhn and with Hunt and Bryce. Everybody, there are so many people that are interested in her. Now, I do like that Connor is a good guy. He's not, I had a good feeling about him, right? But also kind of suspicious at the same time. He's with Sophie, or was. I don't know what's going on with Sophie, because I really like her. I don't know what's happened to her, but I do think she's still alive. I just know that there's no way Sarah is gonna put Bryce with Ethan. Hunt and Bryce have to be endgame or I'm gonna be really upset. But yeah, that's where we're at. So let's just keep reading chapter 33. Okay. So we're on chapter 46, and I just have a little note that I want to share because it keeps coming to mind. Just a little frustration, just one minor one. I love Sarah J. Maas's books. I am one of her absolute biggest fans. Love them. I know she has so many, but I am one of them. I'm a little bit frustrated with this trope that keeps coming up, and that's the fated mates. Oh, they're so rare. Oh, it never happens, but they're the ones. They're the ones where it always happens to. So I'm confused. This fated mate trope, it's happening too often. It's in every single one of her series, and I'm kind of over it. I just want them to find each other and choose to be with each other and it not be fake because it almost feels kind of forced because it's like, oh, well, what if it's just the fates and that push them together? Then it's not true attraction, right? Like, I want something where they choose it, where it's not fate. So I'm kind of over that. But on to some thoughts and theories. I'm still loving this book so far. I'm actually obsessed. A few minor theories right now, and they both have to do with relationships, is that I think Ethan is going to end up with that girl with the no name that he found. That's a wolf girl, whatever. I think he's going to end up with her, and that is going to fix the whole Ethan is interested in Bryce situation because I was like, how is this going to play out? It's really awkward. I also think that Ruhn is going to fall for this day girl that he's connecting through with mentally, which I think is a really cool concept because I got cut off because I'm running out of storage on my phone. I take too many photos. But yes, I was saying that Ruhn is going to end up with this day girl. And I think that's going to be interesting. And it's not a completely new concept to the, Sarah J. Maas universe, but it's new in the sense of physically being there, at least in the way I've heard it described. So let's keep reading. Hello, it is Monday afternoon. Mondays are my weekly reset. So I've spent the entire morning cleaning, doing laundry, just kind of resetting. It's a reset to prepare me for the whole week, and that means emails and clearing my downloads folder and my notes folders, all of it. So if you guys ever want to know more about that, I can always do a video about that too. But that's how I spent my morning. And now I am going to make the bed because that needs to be done. And then I can get into reading. It's time to start reading. I'm so ready for this. I had a busy day. Hello, Jojo. Everyone say hi to Jojo. Say hi. And you want to step the mic? Okay, we're gonna read now. You guys ready for this? Let's do it. I ended up getting a wonderful migraine this Monday night, so I will probably just be going to bed early-ish, and I'm not gonna finish the book like I wanted to tonight, but that's okay. I can probably finish it tomorrow, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, guys, I did it. I officially survived House of Sky and Breath. It took me a week, which is longer than normal. But, shout out to vacation and, doom scrolling because I'm not going to lie. I did a lot of doom scrolling this week, especially after the vacation. But I finally hit the end and like, wow, what a ride. Sarah J. Maas, she is the queen of all world building. And I say this because I know there's more intricate, detailed world building with other authors out there, but she finds a way to make it very detailed and in depth without it feeling overwhelming and like I need a pen and paper next to me. And I love that. I genuinely love that. The pacing. It was so much faster than book one. I was gasping a lot. I'm pretty sure on the times that I spent outside, my neighbors probably thought I was hyperventilating. Like, what? Loose ends from book one, they're all tied up. Also, let me fix this. There we go, just like center it. And we finally figured out Danika's big secret, which is also Sophie's big secret, which was that the Asteris are basically soul-sucking creeps. Starlight, same thing. I kind of put them in the same box, and I don't know if I missed something, but that's kind of where I understood it as. Maz, she didn't leave us hanging. Well, until the cliffhanger, of course. Okay, now let's talk Bryce and Hunt. The lovebirds. We love them. I love Bryce and Hunt. And if you guys have been like watching my TikTok channel, you guys know that. I was so here for their chemistry in CC1. Finally, some hanky-panky, right? Like there was so much buildup. But I feel like in this book, Crescent City 2, I feel like they had a handbook. Like it felt like their handbook was step 1, step 2, step 3, maybe a conversation. For the first 3/4 of the story, I was like, okay, can you guys have a conversation that isn't steamy? Like, trust me, I like the steamy. I'm here for it. But like every conversation was like that. I feel like in the last quarter, it kind of got like some redemption and they kind of got out of that, which is kind of also understandable because we all know about the honeymoon phase and once you start, you can't stop. And I won't go into detail about it, but you guys know what I mean. So I'm just glad they had that connection still because I saw a lot of that in CC1 and I didn't really start seeing it again until like the last quarter of CC2. Not gonna lie though, sometimes I found myself way more pumped, especially again through the first 3/4, to learn more about what was going on with the side characters and like reading their POVs, like Ruhn, and as we know now, Lydia Day. Basically, that was crazy. I was so excited for whenever they found their connection. I was calling it too with my friends. I'm like, I'm calling it now. They're gonna be together. I think I might have said it on here too. I don't remember. And then there's like Ethan and the mysterious wolf girl Alpha. And I'm very curious how that's gonna go because that ended with a loose end. And I'm like, how is that gonna happen in Crescent City 3? And then there was obviously Therion. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm not sure, but you know who I'm talking about. I loved him too. And all these side plots, they're just chef's kiss. And I don't know what that says about the rest of Sarah J. Maas's writing and her other characters in the story this time. Maybe that's a bad thing, but regardless, I loved it, and that's just how it is. Okay, I know I had like minor frustrations with Bryce and Hunt and whatever, but I guess my huge frustration, my one big frustration, my one big gripe is this whole and they were mates. I'm kind of sick of it. Like Sarah, I love her writing. I'm one of her biggest fans, but I'm kind of over just this mate thing. Like, you know where it's going to go now every single time. And then I feel like it takes away a level of depth that would be there otherwise. Like if Destiny is doing all the heavy lifting, are they really in love for who they are? They just together because fate says it and not just because they found each other and they're like, I found you, this is us. Like I don't, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to be mean, but that's how I feel about it. Very frustrated with that. It was really cool the first time, and now it's kind of getting old. But yes, the ending, we have talked about a little bit about it. It had me in a chokehold the last several chapters, of course. What can we expect? It's Sarah J. Maas. Asteri eating souls, Bryce as the key to interdimensional portals, Harpy drama. I mean, Harpy dead. Hell less hellish than we assumed? I'm guessing. And Hunt becoming a slave again. And then, of course, our surprise cameo. Our beloved Rhysand shows up. And I'm pretty sure the girl with him was Feyre. I was literally so excited. And the craziest part about that is that someone actually spoiled this for me on TikTok. It makes me so mad. One of my biggest pet peeves. Someone spoiled this by writing, oh, how shocked I was when Rhysand showed up and Crescent City too. And I'm like, bro. But then I was so caught up in the story that I kind of forgot that it was happening. So I still was kind of surprised, but not totally surprised, if you know what I mean. But I just don't think that I'm ready for what Sarah J. Maas is going to dish out. She's always shocking me. She's throwing so many twists and turns, especially at the end of her books. that I can't imagine what's going to happen in Crescent City 3. But yeah, that's enough for me. If you've read House of Sky and Breath, let me know your thoughts. Obviously, no spoilers for Crescent City 3 because I have not read that yet. Which twist broke you? Who are you shipping? Don't forget to like and subscribe and, hit the bell if you want to. Thanks for hanging out with us, and I'll see you guys in the next one.